He stepped forward towards me and held the knife out and smiled at me as he showed me my blood on the tip of the knife. And that was when I started to realize that he had actually stabbed me. Yes, so that one does help contribute. There's one more that we can get rid of. Maddox.
Language arts teacher Jen Guyre recounted the worst day of her career.
It was a Monday, October 22nd. It was also picture day that day, and fourth period was when we went down to pictures. So class started and we had about 20-25 minutes before we needed to go downstairs to the gym for pictures. And as everyone was gathering up to leave the classroom, the student approached me and said, "Miss Guyre, I have a video to show you later." So I followed him across the room back towards his side of the desk. And so I'm not sure if it was right before the bell or at the bell or right after the bell, but it was within a second of the bell ringing that he swung and I felt the impact on my chest. It almost felt like he had punched me and it took my breath away. So I turned and leaned against a different desk facing the back of the room with my hand on my chest, just trying to catch my breath. And so when I looked up, he had moved into the back corner of the classroom and he was standing there, and that was the first time I saw the knife. And there was like two parts of my brain. There was the part that saw the knife and recognized that it was a knife, and then there was the part that was like, nah, there's no way. And some of the kids behind me started saying, oh, it's a gag knife, it's a fake knife. And it was October 22nd, so I'm thinking, okay, it's probably an early Halloween prank, like it's a gag knife like they were saying. And so like there had to be an impact, so that's why it hurt, but there's no way he actually stabbed me. And so because they were saying that, he stepped forward towards me and held the knife out and smiled at me as he showed me my blood on the tip of the knife. And that was when I started to realize that he had actually stabbed me.
School safety is an elusive goal, and her experience, though statistically rare, illustrates some of the challenges in preventing threats or harm not only to students, but teachers too. Also rare is Guyre's determination, despite the ordeal she suffered, to return to the classroom in an era where nearly half of teachers nationwide and about a third in Georgia leave the job within 5 years.
Being a teacher is who I am. I truly feel like teaching 8th grade is what I'm meant to do. It was funny because people would ask me, well, what are you going to do now? Like, what are you going to do next? I'm like, well, I'm going back to work as soon as I can. And people would tell me, well, you just take time and think about it and make sure it's right for you. And it's like, I don't need to think about it. I already know. So for me, it was never a question of whether or not I was going to go back. It was a question of how soon I could go back.
A student's backpack played a key role in her attack and is the focus of her specific school safety quest. She asked the school board at that March meeting to stop allowing middle schoolers to carry backpacks to class.
His backpack was in the corner between his desk and the wall, and so he was bent over rummaging around in it. I was standing maybe half a foot away from the outside desk in his pair, with my body angled like slightly towards him and then slightly towards the rest of the classroom because I was keeping an eye on the rest of the students in the room because they were all packing up and filing towards the door. And I remember thinking that whatever it was must have been really awkwardly shaped, that he was struggling that much to get it out of his book bag because it was taking him so long rummaging around in there to get it out. Primarily, for me, what I would love to see going forward is this backpack ban, because I think it would help ensure that things like 8-inch long butcher knives cannot be brought into the school and carried with a student throughout the school day. If they had to keep them in lockers throughout the day, that would definitely lower the chance of someone else getting hurt. And that's not to say that I think anyone else is going to get hurt, but I never thought that I was going to get hurt, and it's better safe than sorry, in my opinion.
As for her plea about banning backpacks, neither the school board nor the superintendent has made any moves to go along with Guyre's suggestion, but they say they're listening. Only a tenth of public school teachers reported they had been threatened with injury by a student during the past year. according to a U.S. Department of Education survey conducted in 2015-16. Like most school districts, Gwinnett County doesn't keep specific data on violence against teachers. The student who attacked Guyre was sentenced recently in juvenile court, but the proceedings and the outcome aren't public information, neither are his school records. Guyre's reputation was such that she received a huge outpouring of love from students, even those who didn't know her.
This one was, Miss Guyre, I love you so much. You have helped me so much through the hardest time of my life. You have no clue how much that impacted me. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Dear Miss Guyre, I'm sorry for everything that happened to you yesterday, and we're all worried about you. It's great that you're okay. Please don't quit. And I'm sorry for all the things I say in class, but you're the teacher of the year. I can't believe you risked your life for us. We would have done the same. Dear Miss Guyre, you are an outstanding person, teacher, friend, coach, and human being. I love everything about you. Just you helping me with my math homework shows that you really care about other people, and I hope you get well soon. So overall, overwhelmingly, the message was, please come back.
This incident hasn't changed Guyre in the negative, nor has it changed her love for teaching.
Fortunately, I had the support and the fortitude, I guess you could say, to accept what happened and keep going, because I didn't want to let it hold me back, and I wasn't going to let it hold me back. If anything, it's just given me a way to continue making a difference. Because for me, going into teaching, the whole point was to make a difference and to have a positive impact on the lives of my kids. And so what happened and the way that I handled it definitely made an impression on my students, and it showed them my strength and my courage and was a good model for them of how someone handles a bad situation with grace. And also, it's given me this voice now through you and through the other platforms to make a difference on a larger scale and make sure that something like this can't happen again.